Season 3 of The White Lotus just wrapped, and I still can't stop thinking about it. I mean, it is rare to find a show these days that still manages to be great even after 3 seasons. And White Lotus is exactly that. Not only I adore the series for entertainment, but also I cannot get enough of pop culture references and memes revolving around the show online. We built such a big community around White Lotus, and I love it. So, it is only refreshing to see that the series already got its Season 4 confirmation. And yes, we already have a lot of information on it. So, let's talk about it. As many of you all, the Season 3 of the show all centered around Molly Shannon's character, Connie. She was this rich divorcee who got swept up in a so-called wellness retreat in Thailand, led by this super charismatic and almost scary guy named Ambrose, played by Patrick Schwarzenegger. This wasn't just about juice cleanses and hot yoga though. Ambrose had that creepy guru vibe, and pretty soon it was clear he was running a full-blown cult. Like, compound and Bali levels of commitment. Connie, who I honestly thought was too sharp to fall for this stuff, ended up giving him a ton of money to help build out his vision. And then there was Brandon Flynn's character, Ethan. He came to the resort hoping to reconnect with himself or whatever after a rough few years as a tech bro who crashed and burned. He was trying to go sober, meditate, journal, all that good eat, pray, love stuff. And yet, as expected, he also got sucked into the same world, just in a slightly different way. He got really close to Connie's daughter, Lily, who was played by Haley Lou Richardson. She was also trying to find herself after a bad breakup, and ended up being Ambrose's latest obsession. Throughout the season, I watched her fall under his spell episode by episode, and by the end, I wanted to scream at the screen, "Get out, girl, get out!" So where does all of this leave us going into Season 4? Well, for one, Connie is totally wrecked. Financially, emotionally, maybe even also spiritually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but personally, I wouldn't be surprised if she becomes the emotional anchor of Season 4, trying to undo the damage she's caused. Or rescue Lily, who's now deep in the cult. I mean, she's basically gone full believer. I don't even know if she wants to be rescued anymore, and not gonna lie, that breaks my heart a little. Thankfully, Mike White, who is the mastermind behind all this madness, dropped some hints about what's next. He said he wants to do something a little bit back to the first season, where it satirizes stuff he knows about such as art and criticism, movies, fame, and celebrity. Like a film festival type of thing, or an art world sort of situation. Apparently, to Mike, it just feels like that would be some kind of new theme to get into, that's maybe a little less heady than what we just got, but still juicy. I don't know about you guys, but these words made me think we might be shifting away from the cult theme and more into the world of celebrity and influence. And honestly, that would make a lot of sense if the media starts picking up the story of Ambrose's cult. Maybe Lily becomes a kind of celebrity within it. Maybe Connie goes viral trying to expose it. I mean, there are so many directions this could go. As for where it's all going to take place, nothing's locked in yet, but it sounds like Europe is the frontrunner. Francesca Orsi from HBO said chances are somewhere in Europe and that the team already had some countries on the map, but there's nothing to report on until they actually go location scouting. I've seen some chatter online about other places like Chile, Colombia, Egypt, or even Mexico. But Mike White has also talked about how much he wants to film in Australia. He said his dream would be to hit every continent. He said it would be so fun. Obviously, there's a huge wealth of talent there, and the beauty is inarguable. He also crushed my dreams of a Snowy White Lotus season when he said he feels confident they'll never do a season in the cold. So Scandinavia is off the list. So, maybe Italy again? Maybe Greece? My vote is for Paris, since it is the most iconic travel location in Europe, and it would be interesting to see White Lotus at a city setting for once. But as always, let me know what you think. Now, let's talk about who might be coming back. First of all, we know that John Grease, who plays Greg, aka Tanya's shady husband, isn't sure if he's returning. He said he doesn't think he is, but he doesn't know for sure. But for once, this might be a slight paranoia issue on John's part, because apparently, every time he leaves, he assumes it's over. We know from previous interviews that he never presumed he'd be in Season 2. And of course, same for Season 3. So, even though he has doubts once again, do not be surprised to see him Season 4 as well. I'm also curious about Natasha Rothwell's Belinda, who showed up again in Season 3, which was a surprise to me, not gonna lie. Am I the only one who assumed her arc was complete in Season 2? Because I honestly did not see where she can go from there. But I was wrong, I guess, because her story got a little more morally gray this time, and I'm glad she pulled such a turnoff. In face, I cannot wait where her character will go from this point on. So, my vote is for bringing her back in Season 4, but let me know what you think. In a recent interview, Natasha said she hasn't talked to Mike about coming back and that she knows nothing. She said she felt like Jon Snow, which was too funny to me, like we always welcome a Game of Thrones reference here in this channel. Mike White also recently mentioned the possibility of bringing back multiple characters in a kind of all-star season. He said assuming the show keeps going and people like it and HBO likes it, it would be cool. Mark is aware of the fact that all of these people ended up becoming huge stars. So, as expected, a lot of the actors that were once easy to get on board are suddenly not so easy to get. But Mark still hopes that they'll eventually come back. Yes, it might take time to film the new season because of scheduling conflicts, but eventually it will happen with the desired cast, I hope. There's also going to be a change in the music. I know, this is a pretty niche topic, but apparently, composer Cristobal Tapia de Veer is stepping away after 3 seasons, and since he has been there since day 1 and the music has been such a part of the show's DNA, I'm honestly shocked by this change. And yes, I feel like this might be the sign that things are about to change in Season 4. After all, the music goes hand in hand with the plot and narration. Plus, the reason why he is leaving is that there were creative differences over the Season 3 theme song. Apparently, for the 4th season, Mike wants to get a little bit out of the crashing waves against rocks vernacular. So there is a high change that we're in for a whole new sound, a new look, a new energy. As far as timing goes, as I mentioned, we are going to need some patience. HBO is aiming to start production in 2026, which probably means we won't get new episodes until early 2027, meaning that say goodbye to White Lotus for about 2 years, which is crazy. For more weekly updates on White Lotus and other HBO shows, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.